the devil. Oh, yeah. Anyway, right. Oh, elves are still there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch my last video. They're still there, getting up to mischief, the little rapscallions. Oh. Anyway, so what have I got today? Well, my brother just bought a new set of speakers for his surround system. And they're the Polk Audio XT15s. Now there's a bigger version of these, the XT20s. I think it's the XT range. I think it might have tower speakers as well. But I wanted to try out these little speakers to see how good they are, because they're quite dinky, they're quite small. Hey, they're so small I could play them like bongos. See, I told you I could. Oh. Anyway, let's bring the camera in and have a closer look at these bad boys. Oh. So here they are. Woo! Okay. I've kept the speaker grills off at the moment. I just wanted you to get a look at them with the grills off. And to me, some of you may disagree, but they're quite plain looking. It's what you'd expect from a speaker in this price range. And at the moment, these are only going for £119 in the UK, which is crazy. They were 160 or I think, they reduced to 119. So great deal on these at the moment if you're looking to get one. They're very solidly built, got this black sort of plastic, rough looking material around it. And they're quite heavy. I might actually weigh these. Weigh! There you go. So I have weighed them. They're slightly different to what they say in the specs. These are 4.5 kilograms each, which is about 9.9 pounds. So they're quite weighty for such a small speaker. You can see how small they are just by my hand. So they've got a 1-inch, 25mm, it says Terylene dome. Terylene dome, sounds like my head. Anyway, so, which is a posh way of saying a soft dome tweeter, I think. Mid bass driver is 4.5 inch, which is, no, sorry, it's 5.25 inches. Getting mixed up here, which is 133mm. So not a bad sized driver, not bad. On the back, you just got 2 binding posts here, and they're ported. No by wiring on these. Now, so what are the specs on these? So the recommended amplification is 30 to 150 watts. Impedance, you're looking at between 4 and 8 ohms. Now, the frequency response is surprising. 48 hertz to 40 kilohertz. So 48 hertz, that's pretty low for a speaker of this size. So that is a bit mad. And 40 kilohertz, it goes up pretty high. So that's way past human hearing. The sensitivity is 86 dB. Not bad. I prefer around about 88. 86 dB is going to be a little bit harder to drive. Not too bad. It should be fine. But I would prefer to see the sensitivity slightly higher. Shouldn't be much of a problem though. Anyway, so that's what they look like with the speaker grills off. But the saving grace of these is that the speaker grill's on. They've got these nice grey speaker grills, and I think they look really nice. And I have to say, I've tried them with them on and off, and I can't hear pretty much any difference in the sound. Maybe it is if you measured it, but my ears can't hear any difference with them on or off. So I prefer to leave them on because they're a nice grey sort of look. And I wish more speaker manufacturers would try and do this rather than just plain black all the time. I do like the grey on the black. It looks nice. So that is a saving grace. Anyway, before I do tell you about the sound, I want to do a sound comparison. Because you know I love my sound comparisons on this channel. Oh, I love a sound comparison. Oh. Now, I've got these Cambridge Audio. Let's move this over. Hang on, it's not enough room. hang on a sec, hang on a minute. Let's bring this in. Now I got these Cambridge Audio S30s, okay? Get that into camera shot there. Now they're getting on a bit now. I think they've been around for about 15 years. You can't buy them anymore except second hand. And I do love these speakers. And I wanted to compare them with a like-for-like speaker. Yeah, the XT15s are slightly taller, but this is a little bit deeper. So you can see the depth. So it pretty much gives them an even keel. Okay. The drivers on these are about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch bigger. So to show you that, I think, let's have a look. So these are the 4.5 inch driver. I don't know what's going on there. They're 4.5 inch driver. 25mm 1 inch silk dome, I think it is. So slightly smaller driver, longer enclosure, a little bit stubbier. Okay. Now I like these speakers because one, because their sensitivity is 90 dB, so they're quite easy to drive. And also they sound, for a small speaker, and I'm talking relative now to a small speaker, neither of these speakers are going to sound like a big desktop or a tower, okay, when it comes to bass. But this does have a very good bass. Say this, they have a very good bass. So I wanted to do a sound comparison between them and see which one sounds the best and tell you what I think after. Anyway, have a flipping listen to this.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip, and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me.
So, what do you think? Well, I'll tell you what I think. So let's talk about a few things about the comparison. So when it comes to soundstage and imaging, they both did a really good job. I think the stereo separation was good. You could pick out instruments in both sets of speakers. But in saying that, I do think the Polks were slightly better. I think I picked out a little bit more detail in the Polk XT15s than I did with the Cambridge Audio S30s. Not by much, but I think the Polks came out the winner on that. Now, when it comes to the bass, and again, like I said before, both sets of speakers, for the size they are, give out a good amount of bass relative to the size. However, the Polks do go a little bit deeper, and it's really punchy. The bass slaps. slaps you in the face, okay? It's like, we have that. I was really surprised how much bass these little speakers put out. It was very impressive, and I liked it because it was very punchy. It was like, oof, have that, yeah. Anyway, right? These put out a decent amount of bass. Didn't go quite as low as the Polks, but they handled the bass slightly differently. It's a more smoother presentation. It's more of a, this is more of a boomf. This is more of a boomf. Okay, so it depends what you like. I like the punchy bass on the Polks better than I like the smoother bass on the Cambridge Audio S30s. When it comes to mid-range and the top end, I'd have to give it to the S30s. I think the S30s presented the mid-range and top end a little bit smoother, a little bit nicer. I felt that the Polks, after a while of listening to them, they were just slightly harsh. Maybe it's that 40 kilohertz, 40,000 kilohertz, or whatever it is, 40 kilohertz top end of frequency response. But I just felt that after a while of listening to them, that they could be a little bit fatiguing. This sort of presented the mids and the highs just a little bit smoother, nicer. So you could listen to these a lot longer without any fatigue, I think. But in saying that, do you know what? In saying that, you could forgive the slightly fatiguing sound, because that bass is just fantastic on these. I was like really surprised. But be aware that you may find them fatiguing after an hour or so listening to them, because they did sound just a tad harsh. Not a huge amount. It wasn't like I can't listen to them. I was really enjoying the bass coming out of them, to be fair. But I did think, sometimes like, it could be my old ears, I don't know. So, all in all, I'd have to give it, it's a close one, because the S30s did present the mids and the treble, a little bit better. But with soundstage and imaging and the bass, I give to the Polks. So it's close. I think if I was having a party, I'd want these ones, okay? If I was leisurely listening, maybe these ones. And I think my brothers made a very good decision in buying these as a surround speaker. They would make, because they image very well, and they're good for a surround sound system, or if you want a party. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Did you prefer the sound of the Polks? Or would you like to go for more bassy speakers? Or do you prefer the more smoother, laid-back presentation by the S30s? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's come to the end of the video. I'll catch you in the next one.